It does very much say astronaut. There is it does a little, but again, we'll just ask some questions.
Alright, today's Tuesday, October 25th, 2022. I finally had the Vestibular BNG test to test my dizziness. I've been waiting months to get it, and I finally did it today, this morning. It was at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why they told me to come in 15 minutes early when the place doesn't even open until 8, so I had to wait. And I waited, and the whole test was 3 hours long. It was, they put you in this chair that rotates. I'll show you a video of that. But yeah, it rotates, and like it's like a chamber kind of, and then like you see, like you follow dots, and yeah, you put the goggles on so they can see your eye on the monitor, and yeah, they show some light pattern that moves around and stuff. But yeah, that was okay. But the other one, I think I read on the message boards, who had the similar BNG tests, complain about the air, the hot and cold air, or hot and cold water put into the ear to test their, like, it purposely makes you dizzy on purpose. Like, they put like hot air into your ear, and that just makes you like just disorientated, like super dizzy. That was not fun. I think, yeah, a lot of people would not want to do that, and like they just put this huge air pressure in your ear, so it hurts too. And for me, the right side, the hot air put in my right side made me so dizzy, like even with my eyes closed, I just felt super dizzy. And then they did the cold air, but I think my left ear, it didn't make me dizzy as my right side, so I thought I had an issue with my right ear. But the audiologist is telling me my balance, my vestibular is off on my left ear. So I'm kind of surprised to hear that, because I had the ear cyst in my right side, and all this problem on my right side, the nose, the bump on my right side, and so I thought something's going on with my right side, especially since that air test made me so dizzy like really dizzy on my right side. But yeah, she was saying it's my left side. That's the problem. So yeah, it was a 3-hour test. They said if my insurance covers more, then they might have additional tests. But yeah, that was they said they think that the rocking could be because my left side is off, but and they said that audiologist thinks that with vestibular therapy it could be helped, but I'm not sure about that. But at least it seems like it's getting somewhere than before. At least I know that it is off. Something, I mean it's obviously something's off because I'm rocking all the time. But anyway, also I have a huge rant so the test was 3 hours. The test was 3 hours, so I have to park. The testing center is like near a huge hospital, so all the parking is in this garage hospital building, but they charge a fee, and I was obviously I had to do the VNG test. That was 3 hours. So, but they only validate up to 2 hours. But you know, the center didn't tell me that. So they handed me 2 validation tickets for two that's supposed to cover 4 hours. But when I went to the parking, when I tried to exit the parking, the person was like, "No, we only take one. We don't take two. So you have to pay $6." And I'm like, "But I had to be there for 3 hours for the testing," and like basically they were all pointing the finger at like I don't like that hospital has nothing to do with the garage people and back and forth, and I'm like, what? Like, why didn't anyone tell me? Like, I'm just stuck in the middle. And I actually went back. I was holding up the exit and everyone was getting mad and I was making a scene, and it was just the principal. Like, what the heck? Like, I don't know why they could just easily be like more understanding and be like, okay, and just open the gate. But no, they were just like, you gotta pay. And so I went back to the testing center and I mentioned to them that they're not gonna take the 2 hour validation. So what am I like? I have to pay, and then they told me they were gonna call a supervisor. So I wasted 20 minutes waiting because they were like, oh, we'll get a supervisor to try to talk with the garage people to let me through. But 2 hours, or I waited 20 minutes, no supervisor showed up, and just one of the employee at the testing center, they were like, okay, I'll go and try to reason with the garage people. But I mean, obviously she doesn't have to pay, so she's not gonna like try to persuade them to let me pass. And it's just obviously no. And I have to cause more scene and be full Karen. Like, it's not the $6, it's the principle. Like, I don't even know why like they have to even charge people who has to go to the hospital to for medical reasons, and they're just like, I feel like they're just extorting, because not all hospitals charge. And I had to be there for 3 hours. I mean, if someone would have told me like I had to pay $6, just then I would have parked somewhere else and like happily took a walk. But yeah, it was just. And the silly thing, I think the more shady thing is the garage girl, she was very rude, but I asked for the manager higher up, and the guy came out, and the shady thing is he's like trying to bargain, like, or he's like, oh, well, if you pay, I'll let you go, like you could pay $3. Like if he's willing to come down to $3, like why? I'm pretty sure he could let me through, like given the circumstance. And like, you know, if he was a good guy, he would like, you know, understand my situation and let me through. But no, he's just like $3. And I mean, I was like, at that point I just gave up because it was getting ridiculous and it was just frustrating. I mean, I definitely didn't want to pay the full $6, but so I just took it. I was like, okay, fine, I'll just take the $3. But it's just never parking there again if I have to do another test. But it's just I mean, it's just silly. I'm pretty sure they're thinking, oh man, this guy, like, he's complaining over $6, like what a Karen, like he's such a hassle. But like if they were in the same situation, like it's so frustrating. Like you're there, it's like you're there for for just medical reasons, and it's like you just feel like you're just being extorted more, like, and yeah, it was very frustrating. It's just so annoying. But yeah, that really ruined my day. But yeah, yeah, I had to get that off my chest. But the VNG, the test itself, the lady, the audiologist, she was very kind, and she was very um, yeah, comforting through the whole process. It's like yeah, she was just like, during the test, like, since I don't know if they do that for everyone, but I don't know if it was just for comforting reasons, but it's like, um, when I'm doing when I'm trying to follow the dots, or when I'm getting the air test, like, she would say, like, oh, count 100 backwards, or she would ask me like random questions, like, oh, name a female name that starts with the letter B, letter C, and like just a bunch of random questions. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that was supposed to ease my mind off the dizziness, or it's trying to test your multi like like function, like sensibility, or yeah. Oh yeah, before the chamber, it was just a regular hearing test where you hear like different beeps, and you make sure that I was fine. I hear fine, but it was the whole balance thing. And the balance thing, if I stand on a foam, and especially when I close my eyes, I can't keep balance because I feel the rocking. That was the same experience when I was at the physical therapy. It's just, or if I have one foot in front of the other, like, it's hard for me to keep balance. But yeah, that was a long testing. But I'm sure, like, so many people who have MDD, or who believe they have MdDs, or any kind of rocking or dizziness problem, I'm pretty sure everyone does that VNG test. So I think, or I mean, I think that's a necessary test that you need to do. I mean, I was finally able to get that, so that's finally I could check that off. But now, hopefully, I could find a audiologist or vestibular therapist who could fix the problem that they say is my left side, my left ear. Because the physical therapy place that I went to, they weren't a specialist with vestibular. So, but yeah, that's it. I mean, oh yeah, the surgery, I don't know if I mentioned about the surgery. The day yesterday morning, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I had to, for the nose, I got it removed. That went well, I think. Yeah, the anesthesia didn't affect me. Like, I was worried like that was gonna make my rocking worse, but it was fine. Yeah. Yeah. The nose, I'm glad it's finally flat. Like, it was the bump that's bothering me so much. Now it's flat now. It's gone now. So that I feel so much better. Yeah. 。 that's it for now. But yeah, that whole parking thing issue is ridiculous. It's frustrating. Like, I don't know why they. Yeah, it's really frustrating when. But I mean, I want to stand up when I know it's wrong. Like I know I'm. Like, it's. Yeah, it's just. But I mean, I still feel like I got taken advantage of. I mean, they're extorting people for like that way. Like it's, especially when that guy was willing to take $3. It's just, yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. That's it. Yeah. I'll update if there's any change or if there's anything that happens.